I was so tilted playing round 5. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So for today's vlog, I'm bringing you guys with me for a Pokemon League Cup tournament. And here's the exact 60 card list we're using for this event. And this tournament took place just a couple days after I won a Pokemon tournament with the core Joltik box deck. The list you're looking at here is my own personal adaptation. That said, we're gonna just dive right into the action, so let's go. Round 1 just wrapped up. We played against Claire on Dragapult EX with the Hawlucha in there, the Monkey Dory technology, and the Bravery Charms. And one fun fact I have to mention, she was playing with a French Badoo, which was really cool. It had a unique name. I forgot what the name was, but it was cool because, you know, if you don't know, French is the second language in Canada, but no one really speaks French unless you're from Quebec. It's just pretty much all English, I'll be honest with you. Dragapult EX, pretty fun matchup. We're pretty good against it because we have Lily's Clefairy EX to be a nice little surprise attacker to instantly KO Dragapult EX. And I also discovered a new line that I could do in the game. Instead of like charging up a Miraidon to eventually smack their Fez for knockout, they prize their Fez, and so there was no reason for me to even charge up my Miraidon. So I decided to start charging up my Mew EX, because if you have Clefairy on board, your opponent's Dragapult is weak to Psychic, and Clefairy doesn't have to be the Pokemon necessarily attacking the Dragapult EX. It just turns the weakness into Psychic, and so you can copy Phantom Dive with your Mew EX and knock out Dragapult EX for ×2 weakness, and then put some damage counters on their board. Everything kind of went according to plan for this matchup. I won the coin toss. I chose to go second. She had Badoo in the active, and I believe benched a Dreepy, played a Poffin, set up 2 more Dreepies, then nestballed out a Monkey Dory, put a Dark Energy on it, and a Bravery Charm. So I was like, okay, this is one threat I'm gonna have to deal with at some point in the game. On my turn, I top decked the Miraidon. I had a Nest Ball and an Ultra Ball in hand, which was nice, but top decking the Miraidon was great, therefore I didn't have to do any extra excessive lines. I also started Mew EX, and I just had to get my Miraidon out, and I had Iron Hands in hand, so I decided to discard the Iron Hands so I could get a Latias EX to just have permanent free retreat on my board. And then I attack with Joltik, and then she goes, wow, 4 energies. That's like everyone's reaction right now to Joltik is, it's 4 energies. That is a fully charged up Turbo Hands or Iron Hands on your turn, your first turn of attacking. And on their turn, they didn't really get to do too much, so they just evolved slowly into their Jacloaks, and then I amped them on the next turn, and then I just kind of ran away with it. Dragapult EX is a, I want to say, slightly favored matchup for Miraidon, which is great because we have so many Dragapults here. I think 1/3 of the store might be Dragapults, so if I have a slightly favored edge, or just like my deck operates so well against it, that we should be able to secure some more wins, hopefully. But depends on the Dragapult player, of course, too, and depends what version they're playing, because there's so many different versions, so a lot of Dragapults. I hope we can hit some more. Hopefully we can pull off that cool Phantom Dive play. Round number 2 just wrapped up, and we went into full overtime. And he was on Terapagos Charizard EX. This is a matchup that's pretty fun. I would say I'm potentially a little bit slightly favored because we have that beautiful Galvantula EX that can not Galvantula EX. We have the baby Galvantula that can one-shot the Charizard EX in that matchup, and that's a beautiful thing if it happens. It didn't happen, and it was just a long game. We were playing really well all throughout the entire match. Both sides were setting up evenly. Nobody was missing a step at all. He had like the turn 1 Fan Rotom to set up the 2 Hoot Hoots and grab a Noctowl in hand. I got my Miraidon, did my Joltik, charge up the Iron Hand, set up the four energies. So everybody was full speed ahead. And then at the like mid to late game, I made a critical misplay where I used Prime Catcher. My play was to Prime Catcher up a Pokemon that would make it hard for him to retreat out of, because he already used like a Turo or something earlier, I believe. And then I would promote my Mew EX and then retreat back into my Pikachu EX, so he couldn't one-shot it, because you'd have to explode the Dusknoir on his bench, or Dusclops, to then finish it up with the Charizard. But I forgot completely to retreat back into the Pikachu. So I left my Mew EX stranded in the active, and he used Jewel Seeking. He grabbed Counter Catcher and Turo, and he Turo'd up the Charmeleon, and then he could bring in the Charizard, and then, well, bam, knock out my Mew EX, and I'm just left there feeling dumb, like, oh my god, how did I forget to retreat? How did I forget to retreat? So basically from that point on, I knew that it's very unlikely that I'm able to win in this scenario. So I had to go for the alternate win condition, aka tie condition, we had to force a tie.
Bruh.
I knew I already used the one turtle already. Basically, I brought out my Wellspring Mask Ogerpon, put energy on it, said sob. So I sobbed his Noctowl. He had no way to retreat it. On his last turn, he just did the pass. And I said, you know what, let's have some fun. Let's make it look like it was a very close, respectable game. So I play my Crispin, and I knock out double Noctowl for my last prizes besides the one left remaining. So it was a tie with the 1-1 on prize cards. But man, I think I would have had it if I had just not made that really reckless misplay. At the start of the game too, we had to go for a really fun, creative play. Normally you don't Bravery Charm your Joltik. However, Joltik is 30 HP, and an easy Pokemon that Terapagos can use to knock out your Joltik is Fanrotom, because Fanrotom swings for 70. So I put a Bravery Charm on the Joltik to bait him, because I had already known I prized my Galvantula, so I was like, oh crap, I gotta make it look like I'm gonna go for this Galvantula play somehow. So I put the charm on it, and he fell for the bait, and then I was able to go Amp You Very Much on his Wellspring Mask Ogerpon for 3 prizes. Good game. Said the homie Angelo, subscriber of the channel. I see him all the time at Comfy Hobbies. I see him here too at Manta. And yeah, it was a fun one. It was a fun one. So our record is 1 win, 1 tie. Let's see how round 3 goes. Hopefully no more ties. Round number 3 just wrapped up, and we played against Roaring Moon EX Ancient Box package with the poison stuff in there. Played by Sunny, a Pokeparent here who's really good as well. The last time I played against him was over at Harry Tarantula, and we had a crazy game where we both took additional turns against each other. I was playing Dialga V-Star, so I Star Chronos to take an extra turn, and then he was playing Rapid Strike Urshifu, and he did Yoga Loop to take an extra turn. By the end of it, I did win that matchup, so this was like our first rematch in I think a year and a half. We haven't played together. We haven't played against each other since then, so this one was fun. We basically went both firing on all cylinders as well. It came down to the wire at the end. I started Latias EX. Very grateful it was not a lone Joltik, because if it was a lone Joltik, I just lose the game if he poison donked me. He was able to get the 80 HP poison on my Latias, but he did have to, you know, bench Squawk and do some other stuff as well to set up his board state. I had a perfect turn 1, just like how he kind of had a perfect turn 1. Basically did Amp You Very Much on his Squawk, and then he had to go Frenzy Gouging my Iron Hands, because that was his only way to knock out my Iron Hands, to put him at like 100 health points or something like that. I had prized my Galvantula, the baby one. The Galvantula one's also really good in this matchup because you hit Roaring Moon for weakness. So I got lucky, not lucky, but I got unlucky by prizing the Galvantula, but I got the Galvantula from the prizes after I took my 3 prize knockout, and then I cleaned up his Roaring Moon EX with my baby Galvantula, and by the very last turn of the game, I had 1 prize left, he had 3, he plays Secret Box, he Ionos me to 1 card, I draw my card for the 1, and it's Earthen Vessel. And so I draw for turn, it's Crispin. So I one-shot his baby Roaring Moon that had a charm on it, capsule, with my Pikachu EX, and I loaded the Pikachu EX with a Grass Energy preemptively on a previous turn, so paid off. We hardly won that one. Oh, it's a nail-biter game. But Roaring Moon EX with like the poison package is a deck I want to build. I was testing it online pre-rotation just because it doesn't really have any new cards in it, so you could like get your reps in, get your practice. And yeah, I do want to definitely play it. I love Roaring Moon. I call it Dark Miraidon all the time. But right now, this current regular Miraidon feels amazing, man. So we're currently 2 wins, 0 losses, 1 tie. Got to keep the streak alive. All right, round 4 just wrapped up when we played against Tank Terapagos. This is the colorless Terapagos with the Bouffalons in there for some defensive upgrades, along with those Monkey Dories in there to throw those little chip damage pieces back at you. And it was a very, very close game. We were playing perfectly the entire match. He won the coin toss. He chose second. He wanted to deny me going second, even though he was Terapagos, which was a little spicy. But yeah, we were able to set up the Joltik, and we amped his Hoot Hoot turn 1. He swung back at my Iron Hand to Terapagos, not being able to knock it out because I have Bravery Charm, and I'm like upset about the last game. I'm a little tilted because I had game and I would have won, but me and my opponent confirmed the wrong damage numbers that I would have done. He was under the assumption that Galvantula swings for 210 because I knocked out Fez, but I actually swing for 220. So by the very end of the game, I had put in my Galvantula EX Power Glass on it, and I swung for the item lock attack first on the one Terapagos to weaken it up so I could KO it the next turn. I Iono him to 2, have him under item lock, and then... Oh, wait. Was he under item lock? And played Nest... Did he play Nest Ball under item lock? Oh, but basically, we thought I was 20 short to knock out the Terapagos, and we confirmed, like, we just like, okay, yeah, I'm 20 short. But he thought I was 210 damage. I had perfect math to knock him out. I go Mew, draw 3. I got boss energy. I'm like, okay, I have a game. So I'm like, I boss. And then he's like, no, you don't have it. And I'm like, what? And we do the math, and then I did the math wrong, I guess. So he had game in hand next turn, and so he would have technically won. Yeah, so we just tied. He was like, I'm not gonna be a dick about it, so he's gonna tie, so we tied it. Round number 5 recap, and honestly, after what happened round 4, I was so tilted. I was so tilted playing round 5. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I should have asked for a judge call, honestly, because just to reminisce a bit more on round 4, like, I still can't believe that happened, that we confirmed wrong damage numbers. Kind of a dick move to not let me take the boss back if he gave me the wrong confirmed damage numbers, but it's also on me for confirming the wrong damage numbers. But it is what it is. I said, you know what, we'll see him in the finals, we'll get a nice rematch, and we'll go from there. You know, it'll be very fun if I hit him in the finals. I know how to beat the deck. I have a good matchup into, honestly, so much of the meta right now. It feels so good. We have a good matchup into the best deck in the meta, Dragapult EX, which we just played against. We played against Parker, who is usually a control player. Usually when you see Parker, you expect him to be on some sort of control deck. Normally he's on like Snorlax control or a Pidgeot control, and he's always doing well because a lot of players, when you go to local leagues and stuff, they're not necessarily going to expect control. When you see Parker, you're like, oh, I'm gonna hit Snorlax, oh, I'm gonna hit control. Today he was not on control. He was on Charizard Dragapult EX, which is a deck I am very familiar with. I played Charizard Dragapult at Comfy Hobbies League Cup last Saturday as well. Won the coin toss, chose second. He set up 2 Dreepies. So I started Mew. I had Crispin in hand, and I had Miraidon top decked. So I just, no, I had Ultra Ball in hand, so I Ultra Ball from Miraidon. Miraidon set up my hands, set up the Joltik. We switched into Joltik. We used Crispin. So I loaded up my Joltik, and I loaded up the Mew preemptively. So we amped once, took down the Dreepy. The next turn, he gets a full, like a nice setup, get more Dreep on the board, gets Fez and everything. Mew for 1, Mew got us boss, so we just bossed the only Charmander on the board. And then on the last turn of the game, he finally hit Phantom Dive, knocked out my Iron Hands, knocked out my Joltik on the bench. But I had game in hand before he Iono'd me. He Iono'd me to 2. I saw I had Arven in the hand, so I'm like, I win automatically because I could just Nest Ball for Clefairy. I used Tandem Unit to check my deck, and then I saw Clefairy is in there, so I Arven for Nest Ball, and then I Genome Hacking Phantom Dive for 400 damage on Dragapult, and it was a GG. So now we're 3 wins, 0 losses, 2 ties. We have 1 more round left. We might be able to ID into the last round, I believe, and make top cut. We'll see if we can do that. I'd rather not play it, but we'll see what the standings are and stuff like that. But yeah, 3 wins, 0 losses, 2 ties. We should have won the round 4. It's okay. At least I got like a clickbait title out of this. It's not even clickbait. It happened. I can't believe this happened, brother. This happened to me. I should just slow down. I gotta just do math better. I failed grade 10 math in high school. I was playing way too much Halo back then. I played Halo Reach, and I was so addicted to Halo, man. I even quit the football team to play more Halo. Get your homework done. Do your schoolwork. Make sure you don't fail your classes, or else you'll end up in summer school like I did for a month. We got time. We got 10 more minutes left to chill. I'm gonna finish my bagel. My bagel. Omelette du fromage. All right, so we have like 8 more minutes until round 6. So I figured we kill some time with the local legend here, Little Dark Fury. Matt, how are you, and how are you doing so far in today's tournament?
So I'm doing good. I just got back from Atlanta, played some Goldengo again. You know, I love Goldengo, but today we're mixing it up, and Zork today. So like I've been really interested in that deck for a while now, and I feel like we were waiting for the right time for it to be good. And I decided to pull up to the cup today. I don't really need the finish, so I don't really care if I do good or not. But I just want to try the deck and test it. It, in theory, has a good matchup versus both Dragapult and Gardevoir, which are the 2 best decks. And I also think it beats Goldengo, which is another pretty popular deck. It's good into Raging Bolt, good into Terra Box. I'm really liking the deck so far. I haven't built like a good 60 yet though. Like my 60 is still like kind of unrefined. I'm playing Heroescape as my ace spec.
Oh, spicy.
Which is like really cool because like the logic is it's good in like every situation because nobody's playing Jamming Tower. So you can like use it against Raging Bull. You can use it against Dragapult ideally, so they can't go Dust Nor Phantom Dive, kill your Zoroark, so they have to walk in a Reshiram, or they have to play really awkwardly. I'm 3-1-1,
Okay,
so
okay.
ironically, I actually just lost in the mirror.
No!
I know,
Did
but
they have the same ace spec or something else?
no, they had Secret Box.
Okay.
They were, I didn't find a Zoroark the entire game, so I just bricked really badly, basically. But the deck's decent so far. My main issue is like the starts have been kind of mid. I'm like going like attach pass going first. My matchups today have been really weird too. I haven't seen a single like pure Dragapult or pure Guardy yet. My matchups have been Turbo Moon, which somehow I went to Sudden Death and I tied, which was hilarious.
Okay.
And then I hit 2 like Farigiraf style decks.
The wall style, yeah.
And then I hit the Mirror, and then a Dragapult Charizard also with a Hero's Cade.
Quite the gauntlet.
I know, my matchups have been like, what the heck, bro? Where's the actual like meta decks? Like,
Talking about matchups, I know you went through hell in Atlanta. I saw the tweets, bro. I saw the tweet. Tell me about your Atlanta real quick, because I didn't get to go, but you went, and you had some fun games, didn't you?
Yeah, so like I said, I played Goldango to Atlanta. I was testing this Goldango Sarah Ledge deck for a while, and I really liked it. I won here at Manta with it like the week before the tournament. The deck felt good, made some tweaks in testing. The Sarah Ledge was there to beat Cornerstone Ogrepon, give you like a backup attacker, because sometimes you just can't get there with Goldango. Played in Atlanta, went 6-3, and I hit Brent Tonneson, Isaiah Bradner, and Rahul Reddy in the tournament. I beat Brent because he walked into Briar, and then I lost to Isaiah, and then I also lost to Rahul, but I maybe could have beat Rahul. I played kind of sloppily. Like, I made a big misplay, and looking back, we talked about it, probably would have won the game if I didn't do that, or it would have been very likely I would have won.
Round 6 starting up soon. Yeah. Nice catching up with you, man, and good luck in Milwaukee. I'll leave his channel link down below. Subscribe. Get him 100K. All right, cheers.
Thanks.
Here are the standings. We are currently in 8th. We are in winning in here. We're in winning in mode. Round number 6 just wrapped up, but before we get to the round recap, we have a quick interview with the #1 general in the Toronto region. Wagwan General.
I'll take that. Wagwan Generals.
We got Aniel. How you doing, man? How's your tournament so far today?
It's good, bro. I just lost my win against LDF.
Oh.
That guy's freaking LDF.
Yeah,
right?
man.
Yeah, I lost LDF. Playing N Zoroark. I didn't know what half his cards did.
Yeah.
Which is part of the problem with this whole thing.
You're reading cards throughout the match.
I was reading hella cards.
Man, that's right.
And it's not very shift gear with me, but you know, we lost 1 prize down, but it's all good. So
what do you want today?
Sorry?
What deck do you play
Playing
today?
Dragon Ball, bro. I haven't played the game properly since Vancouver, so I took my Vancouver 60.
Yeah.
I switched out the Lances for Jacques.
Yep.
And now we're here, bro.
That's safe. That's very safe,
Yeah.
you know. How was it playing on stream? I was watching you on stream, and I was like, yo, it's a friendly fire match. How'd that make you feel?
Yeah.
I know you haven't been on stream for a while, right?
Been a minute. Yeah, bro, it was weird because I saw the pairings and immediately I saw me and Rowan. I was like, yo, this is going on stream 100%. Like, all the mans knew this is going on stream. Hometown regionals going on stream. It was fun. It's always nice to showcase what you can do on stream.
Yeah.
But I think the tough part was that matchup specifically, super intricate, right? Like, so many things going on. And when you're on stream, you got these headphones on and all they're playing is so you're tripping, bro. You're tripping trying to do all this. And so that while that was my 3rd time on stream, I did feel more comfortable because I'd been on stream before.
Yeah.
It was still tough to kind of get through it just because of the white noise and stuff. And ended up getting it done, which is nice. Didn't like the way that I won, but you know, you got to be good to be lucky and lucky to be good, right?
Still a Dragapult loyalist right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's been pretty much undisputed BDIF. Guardian a very close second, but I think Dragapult is very clearly the BDIF right now.
Yeah.
Are there any other decks besides Dragapult that you're eyeing or itching to play right now?
Nah, bro. You might see me at Worlds with Dragapult still. Like,
yeah.
I'm playing this deck. I love Dragapult, man. There's so much room for skill expression, so much room. Like, if you know what you're doing, you will always do well with it. Like I said, I hadn't played the game for like a month and a half, and I came back, immediately went 5-0 to League Cup, and it wasn't because I was good. It's because my deck was good.
Yeah, I remember you saying that on the Shift Gear podcast.
Yeah, bro. Like, it's crazy. Like, that part spoke so much to me because I'm like, yo, I haven't played. I'm rusty. This deck's still carrying. So I probably will just, you know, one-trick Dragapult. It's not something I normally do. I like to bounce between decks. If you look at my Limitless page, it's all different entries all the way down, except for one exception. And, like, I like to bounce around decks and, like, be a versatile player. But, bro, like, this deck is too good. I'm having too much fun still to this day playing it.
Can you guess what deck I like seeing on your Limitless page?
I do have 2 Miraidons on there.
Yeah.
I have one, actually. I have one. Yeah.
Was it EUIC or LAIC? Which one? LAIC. I remember you popping off with the bajillion energies.
18, baby. 18, and I don't even think we played DT back then.
Maybe
it's just
not.
18, bro. It's just 18.
I know. I'm a Miraidon believer.
Yes.
I haven't put the deck down, just like you with Dragapult. would you ever consider coming back to the Miraidon side? The deck feels good. I'm undefeated today right now, 402, so...
Hey, bro, I believe in it. That deck is too good inherently to not be always a threat, at least a little bit, right?
That ability.
Generator's good, the ability's VIP
Wait, you think I'm playing generators?
Oh, you're not even playing
No
generators?
generators, we don't whiff them. We're tired of whiffing
Damn,
generators.
that's crazy.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that. That goes to show how up to date I am on Miraidon. But yo, I would pull up back with the Miraidon crew if it started being Unreal again.
Yeah.
I think my Miraidon venture was a one of though.
Okay.
I enjoyed that deck. That deck was super fun.
Yeah.
No one knew what it did. So many people raged that day.
Yeah.
It was so fun. I think I'll probably cap my Miraidon adventure right there.
Heck yeah. And in terms of your Dragapult list today, any more changes you're going to make in the future? How did it all go down? Because you didn't qualify for Top Cut by such a close margin.
Yeah.
Is it the deck? Was it the prizes? Like,
I didn't like my play at the beginning of the day. I didn't
Yeah.
get punished. I started 2-0, so I didn't get punished. But I didn't like my play, and I'm sure somewhere I made some sort of minute mistake. And that's the thing with Dragapult. You make one tiny mistake, you are cooked.
it's a domino effect, butterfly effect.
You are cooked.
Yeah.
So I think maybe I made one mistake somewhere. I don't think it's the list. The list is really good. I'm still playing like basically my Vancouver 60 just with like a couple new cards. I play Tatsugiri, which I really like. So no adjustments. I might play a second Hawlucha as something I'd consider right now, but I think the deck is so well placed that you don't really need to do a whole lot, right? The deck is always going to be good. So play your 60, enjoy your 60, and ride with it. Ride or die with it, bro.
All right, thank you for your time, man. Appreciate it.
you, bro. Take care.
All right, Top Cut just got announced, and out of the 44 players, we are in 4th place, and we're going to be playing against Billy Chan, a not fellow, but he was a Lugia enjoyer. So I'm excited to see what he's on now that it's not going to be Lugia. But it's going to be a fun game no matter what. Billy was also standing near me, so I didn't want to leak the sauce and talk about how I know about the matchup and stuff, but I know he's playing Archaladon EX with Zoroark EX. So I at least have an easy 2-prizer I can clean up with the Galvantula, knocking out the Zoroark EX probably late game. But the Archaladon EX, the prize map for this is I pretty much have to go like Pikachu hard mode into the Archaladon before the stadium that makes his Pokemon take 30 less gets played. I am slightly in a rougher position in this matchup because I took out the Future Capsule, and the Future Capsule is what allowed me to amp the Duraludons before they evolve. I haven't made Top Cut at Manta for a while for a Cup, so very, very excited for this one. The game's going to be close. I know the game's going to be close no matter what. This deck feels amazing, undefeated, feels really good right now, so hopefully we can carry this momentum into Top 8. Top 8 is done. We played against Billy on Archaladon EX with Zoroark EX. A very, very unique deck. He was playing it last week at Comfy Hobbies, so I had an idea that he was playing something funky like that. And game 1 went very, very according to plan. This matchup was mainly featuring my Pikachu EX as the main attacker, but we were also able to clean up house with the baby Galvantula. Game 2 was very, very close. We went to full time in game number 2, and it came down to me trying to saw block him out of the game to try and make it a draw to therefore win. He had a really, really good lead on me. He smoked 2 of my Joltics. He brought out the Zacian, the surprise Zacian that he kept secret all throughout game 1. I never saw it once. Hop Zacian EX appeared, and I had a loaded up, I had two loaded up Joltics with energies on them and everything. And he brought out Zacian, and I was like, oh my god, this is happening. My old friend Zacian is cooking me. So he took a 2-prize knockout, knocking out both my Joltics, which I heavily invested into. And I got the return KO with Pikachu. But yeah, the game was just so long, and it was a really good back and forth. We were saw blocking a little bit at one point, but because he had so much draw available with the Zoroark EXs by the late game and stuff, plus Fez, he was able to get into the Turo after he pop-had it back into his deck. So lost game 2, and then game number 3 went into sudden death. So if you guys don't know about sudden death, you have to roll again. So even though I lost game 2, I didn't get to choose if I went first or second because I lost. So we had to roll a die again, and then I actually won the die roll, and I chose first. Now, typically you always want to go second with this version of Miraidon that I'm playing, but in sudden death rules, the way it works is the first person to create a prize differential wins. So the very second one prize card is taken, that's it. You win for taking that prize. It's the biggest, most important prize card. So you have to change how you play quite a bit in sudden death. And so I chose first because I knew that I would probably be likely able to pull off a something like an Iron Hands EX attach on the first turn, Crispin, and then just smoke whatever's in the active. Now, my hand was pretty good at the start, not gonna lie. I was very happy with what I saw, but, and big but, I made this really aggressive play where I had multiple ball cards and everything, and I decided to go for the very funky water pond wellspring, like board wipe kind of attack. And oh yeah, in game 1, I forgot to mention, Billy opened up with Precious Trolley, like turn 1 Precious Trolley. I was like, oh my god, bro, that's insane. So I won that game, even though we started turn 1 Precious Trolley, which is nuts. But yeah, going back to the sudden death game, I like dumped my hand so I could get a Wellspring on my bench. I think I started something I couldn't retreat. I started Pikachu EX. Or I don't even remember, man. Like it's all a blur. It's all a blur. But I dumped my hand so I could use Power Glass on my Wellspring, get the bonus attachment, and he hit the nuts. He hit the nuts. I pretty much had game in hand, but he was able to evolve. He like had literally everything. His one-off copy of Evo TM and all the Zoroarks were available in his deck. He did this play where he had Zorua in the active, retreated it into a Duraludon, attached energy, Evo TM, Buddy Buddy Pop, and all his stuff. So all the Pokemon that I could KO, such as the Zoruas on the bench and stuff, evolved into Zoroark EX, so I couldn't knock it out, and then Duraludon's just too big. I was like, damn, that's cooking. He cooked me there. Reverse defensive play. My turn. I went for the this completely wrong play. My homie Julian Gorberry, he was sitting right beside me. He saw that I had game in hand, but I didn't see the line because I was so devastated and so like wowed by the defensive play that Billy was able to cook up that I completely did not see just the simple attach, Crispin, and swing with the arm press play. Instead, I was getting funky with it, and I wanted to draw more cards, so I benched the Joltik I drew for turn. And the second I benched that, I'm like, I'm gonna lose. So he had Ultra Ball, Archaludon EX and everything. He was able to evolve his Archaludon EX, retreat his Archaludon, bring in the Zacian. Zacian swings 30 at my bench Joltik, and we lost. So, yeah, kind of, you know, I fumbled. I definitely fumbled in top 8. But it's fine, you know, the deck was amazing. My only loss was in top 8, and the deck just feels so good. I love it. I love Miraidon. Miraidon's still real, baby. Miraidon's out here, and Miraidon is still very much a real deck. There was no stadiums I had to worry about, but he was playing the Vengeful Punch tool, which weakens my Pikachu by 40 damage for knocking out his Archaludon. So he has a guaranteed like knockout for having the Vengeful Punch tool in his deck. So very good game against Billy. It was the nail biter. Sudden death was so much fun. Having everybody watch us too was a lot of fun. We're repping Team Comfy Hobbies out here in these streets. Use code SneakerTalk for 5% off at Comfy Hobbies. If you guys want to see more tournament vlogs like this, subscribe, hit that like button. You made it to the end. You probably like Pokemon cards, competitive Pokemon. I'm going to Comfy tomorrow for the challenge. We're going to run back the Miraidon. We're feeling good. We're running back Miraidon. 5th place out of 44 players. We got $38.50 in prizing. 2 play packs. So now I can create the booster box of Series 6. Click here to watch the prize pack Series 6 booster box opening. Click here to watch the Journey Together booster box opening that we won, because we won like a cup on Sunday with Miraidon. And click here to see some more Pokemon card tournament vlogs. Alright, thanks for watching. My battery's gonna die.